coming to you live from the SSBC headquarters. Young people contributing in sport, young people contributing in the health sector, young people contributing. 7 years ago, a person that I respect so much gave me a book, and he told me, Aten, read this book and then write something what you have learned about it. I took the book and I threw it aside. But after 3 years, I came to realize that it's not good to dishonor people who value you. So for the sake of me respecting the person, I took the book back. I read the entire book, and after I read the book has really inspired me to come up with an initiative that is addressing the life that I have today. So I established the Come Let's Read initiative because someone believed in me before. Someone told me read a book. When I read the book is written by an American author called Ben Carson, and the book title is Think Big. So when I read the first chapter, I realized how the mother of the writer inspired him to read, and this has led me to come up with one of the best initiatives that I currently run, and it's called the Come Let's Read initiative. So I came with this story in the morning so that I will tell you that God will always bring people around you, people who believe in you, people who see potential in you, people who want you to be someone in the community. So who is speaking into your life this morning? And if you don't have someone who is speaking to your life, look around the people that God brought you around and see whether they can say something about your life or not. In other words, you need a mentor in your life. You need someone who paved the path for you, like the person who believed in me. Imagine if I had not read the book, I would not have come with this initiative that is currently contributing to the lives of young people in different ways than another. So I encourage you that you need to have someone in your life, someone who can encourage you, someone who can motivate you, someone who can pave the path for you. And that person is called a mentor. So you need to look for a mentor. We welcome all the viewers of SSBC, and this is the Youthful Youth Program coming to you in the second season of the program, themed I Choose to Develop South Sudan. And we host young people who are contributing to development in various capacities. Before we introduce our guests, let's go for a short break as we continue this important episode today. Welcome back from the short break, and thank you for choosing SSBC to be your channel to follow this morning. This is the Youthful Youth Program coming to you live from the SSBC, and we are in the second season. In this season, themed I Choose to Develop South Sudan, we host young people who are contributing to development in various capacities. And we are delighted to have with us in the studio today a brilliant young mind in the sport industry, and we shall explore a topic titled Youth in Sport. Be reminded that SSBC is available on social media. On Facebook, we are on SSBC TV, and in YouTube, we are on SSBC Official. We are delighted to have with us Coach Susanna Awal. Thank you for being in SSBC this morning. Go ahead and greet our viewers in SSBC.
Thank you very much, Mr. Atim and SSBC for hosting me again. And on this very important topic, I'm actually very inspired about the topic, youth development.
Exactly.
And the theme is very beautiful. I choose to develop South Sudan.
Exactly.
I want to greet all the viewers around the world, who are following the SSBC program. This is a very beautiful program that can change us, the youth in this country, and can also change other youth in other countries.
Very excellent.
Thank you very much.
So we want to have a conversation around this topic I told you, youth in sport, and we shall explore this topic in different segments. So in the first segment, we want to talk about challenges of youth in sport. And I want to start with a personal story. When I was a boy of 10 years old, I had some sport passion. Not to play football, not to play volleyball, but I used to play tennis when I was 10 years old. But along the years, the desire has faded away. And the reason was because I did not find someone who can groom me, someone who can really train me, even though by that time, I was very smart on it, because the people who use their left hand always make good result. So I was very eloquent and I was very smart in playing the tennis. But along the way, the desire for playing tennis has faded away, simply because no one believed in me, no one trained me, no one was pushing me that you need to play, no one afforded me the platform where I can nurture this talent. Following us could be some people who are facing the similar story that I have gone through. There might be a young person who is 10 years old at the moment and would love to pursue a certain sector in the sport. But because of the absence of people, coaches like you, to train and to believe in people, they turn up not pursuing that desire. Maybe I would have become one of the best players of the tennis in the world today if I have cultivated this habit or this desire in myself. So it brings us to an environment whereby, what are the challenges that young people face in the sport, given that I have given you an example?
Once again, I really endorse the question, and it's a very brilliant question. One, actually, that the challenges that affect the young people in sport are quite varied, and deep in depth.
Yes.
Why did I say that? One of the challenges that actually affect a lot of young people in sport is one, lack of motivation.
Lack of motivation.
Lack of motivation. When I talk about lack of motivation, it is on the player and on the sport, department itself.
Yes.
Why did I say that? It's sport department itself can have capacity young youth, like myself, who are willing to give back to the community, But now, when it comes into a sense, there's no support you, as a coach, you find from the Department of Sport, you tend to lose the passion.
Yes.
In coaching the youth, you tend to lose the passion of motivating yourself, because you're not seeing where you are going, So you're becoming like, why am I doing this? Because as a person, if you have a dream and a vision, you're supposed to know exactly how to make sure you achieve your objectives.
Yes.
But now, if your objectives are not aligned to the field of what you are doing and there's no motivation, that thing can give you a setback.
Yes.
Now when you happen to have a setback, as the mentor, as you mentioned before, for the coaches are mentors, they are teachers, they're everything.
Yes.
The young people development is in the hand of what? Of the mentors.
Yes.
And if you find mentors are not actually motivated to do their job, hence they can help, the beneficiaries who are now the players. So in that scenario, you can even find a player like yourself. You give an example who was passionate to play tennis, but now you didn't find a right person, you know, to nourish you, to give you what you want.
Yes.
Because the coaches were not motivated, you know, and that's one of the biggest challenge people face. Because all it work hand in hand. If you are motivated as a mentor, you'll have enough energy to be able to what? To empower the young one. So that is the big challenge that a lot of industries face in South Sudan.
But why do you think that the coaches or those who train young people in the sport are not motivated? What could be the reason?
Look into context of our country, you know, sports is not big funded. You know, there's no much funding into a sport. Yes, we have the federations, you know, like football federation, basketball federation. We have the taekwondo, all those, you know, federation that already have the governing body.
Yes.
You know, for those federations to function, they need quite funding. You know, and when they have funding, now they can be able to come and support the local association that run the local leagues in Juba, in other states of South Sudan.
Yes.
So now, if these federations are not funded, you know, they don't have money. Being the context of where we have the economical crisis right now in the country, there's no much money coming into the sports sector.
Yes.
So I find it's a big challenge for the federation right now to be able to help the local association to be able to run the regular league. So in that hands, it really become a problem because a federation cannot help fund the association because they are all working hand. Association cannot have the league funding. And that become a big challenge as a coach. You cannot be training young people and there's no league that they are going to be playing it in.
Exactly.
So on your side as a coach, you're getting run out of energy because you coach people to make sure you see them develop.
Yes.
And you see development like an outcome when there's something that is running. You will know, okay, a team is improving because we have seen from this time to this time, there's a huge, you know, improvement.
Yes.
But now if there's no league running like regularly, it becomes very hard for you to know the development of your what? Of your players. So as a coach, you come actually, you think like you are draining yourself, you're draining the players because there's nothing that actually is making you guys running. So this is the big challenge on the industry side because it's not only the government to fund, you know, the federation or the associations, but we need to make sure that we engage, you know, all these NGOs that you have youth development. You know, for example, if you talk of UNICEF, you have youth development in education. Education and sport move together. So like these people, when they all come in and be able to support the sport, it can be able to help like everybody to achieve their dream. And if that does not happen, that's why you find everybody kind of blind unless you were passionate and talented and born with passion to say, this is my dream.
Yes.
With support or without support, I choose to develop South Sudan. And that's why kind of like myself, we are still in the industry because this is one of my team was, this is what I can do. The only give back I can do to my country is to train young people, you see. And that's why we still in the sport. But if you look into the context of developing yourself as a coach compared to the development you are giving to the young people, the ratio is like 1 to 10.
Exactly.
You see. So, and if you are not passionate, like that this is your dream and this is what you have chosen to do, definitely you will part way.
Exactly.
And
so, in other words, you are saying that a coach should be passionate,
yes,
and a coach should always have the passion for the sport.
Exactly.
Because when you have the passion, you now give to the youth and the players.
Yeah.
So another aspect of this challenge is the coaches themselves when it comes to their capacity. Some of them lack the capacity, and when you lack the capacity, definitely you will not be able to train people that can benefit from the knowledge. So what do you see when it comes to the challenges to the coaches themselves, whether they are coaches in the football or the coaches are in the basketball and the other sectors of sports?
Yeah, all these challenges are all linked up. You know, as I mentioned earlier, if all these sport department, like the federations, get the funding, the right funding, they are able to what? To empower the coaches. When I talk of empowerment, one, the coaches have to do the trainings to evaluate their what? Their level of skills. Because for you to be productive and for you to be skillful and for you to be able to help the players, you're supposed to know exactly what you are doing.
Yes.
What you're coaching and why you're coaching that person. Because first you need to understand, why did I become a coach? You know? Okay, if you understand why you are a coach, you need to know, okay, what tools do you want? You know, one of the first things, for you to be able, like, you identify yourself as a coach, you need to know, who am I coaching? You are supposed to have the players. The players are available all the corners of South Sudan. Now, what materials are you going to give them? Because it's not just, I'm going to be calling myself a coach, and I don't know what I do. Because that one becomes a contradicted part of the whole thing. So now, one of the big challenges that coaches face, yes, the low level of capacity in skilled development. Because now, since the federations and the association don't have the funding, it is hard for them to what? To put back into what? To the coaches.
Yes.
Because since the coaches mostly in South Sudan are doing a voluntary work, developing youth, because most of the coaches are not paid what they do, but the passion, as I mentioned earlier, they help the youth. So now, since they are not having enough, you know, money to empower themselves, and also with the level of education that we all know across the country, somebody as a coach can have a passion to what? To coach. But you also come and see the level of the education is low. You know, so it became hard to kind of adapt the modern world of what? Of coaching, because the system is changing every now and then in different sports, whether in basketball, whether in football, whether in volleyball. The system is changing every now and then. Like, there's a new system coming out, and as a coach, you need also to have a level of achievement education. You know, because since the world technology is moving forward, you need also to have a level of reading. You know, you need to have a level of computer, because most of the things you're going to cite them online.
Exactly.
If you want to make sure that you happen to be in the same level of the other world, you know. If you want your players to be productive, you know, you also need to make sure you update yourself with exactly what's happening on the ground, or what's happening on the globe.
Yes.
So in that scenario now, you need to know how to read and write. You know, you need to know also how to do a coaching course online, because most of the things sometimes you cannot have them happening on the ground, but also on your level of empowerment, you have to do coaching online. Like myself, I always do a lot of coaching online with other coaches around the globe, because they have YouTube, Zoom meetings and all that can go for an hour and some.
Exactly.
So that also now, we also need to look at the level of the coaching. You know, that's also come back to the level of education you are. So, Masalan, you'll find somebody who is very good coach, but if you look into them, that they might have just finished primary 8 or senior 4, but they have passion to coach.
Yes.
But now also you come and to see a lot of things you need your understanding as a coach to understand them, especially you come to basketball and football. It's very technical. So if you don't know exactly what techniques you give, it becomes hard for you to give the right thing. So that's the big challenge coaches are facing, the level of education, that's one. The level that we don't get regular training, because we're supposed sometimes to be taken out for trainings or have experts being brought from outside to give us the training.
Exactly.
You know, if one cannot be able to afford the internet to, you know, do the self-education online or anything like that. So, but now if you're not able to do self-education, you're not able to have the training at the level of the federation, it really became very hard. And that is why we are struggling with coaching, particularly in South Sudan.
Yes.
It's not that we don't know how to coach, but mostly if you look a lot of coaches, my other coaches, they are doing brilliant job. But now we need more than that.
Yes.
We need more than just doing a brilliant job, but we need to understand, how do I deal with a player? How do I understand them? How do I become a mentor? How do I become a parent? because they're two different things. One thing I've seen a lot is that most of the coaches kind of try, to look for the result. This is like we call it, we have transformation coaches and we have transaction coaches.
Yes.
A transformation coach is a coach that will know from the day one of the player what exactly is this player going through. I have to make sure I take this player through the series, knowing their name, knowing why today they are not happy, because not every player is going to talk to you as a coach.
Exactly.
So it's my role to understand my player. It's my role to know this player is traumatized. It's my role to know that this player did not eat today. It's my role to know that this player needs a lot of mentorship more than the rest.
Yes.
And if, that is why I don't want people to take me wrong when I was talking about the level of education. All that needs, for you to be able to understand all that few have just mentioned, you have to have a level of understanding of of the person you are dealing with. That's exactly. You are teaching the heart of the players. It's not them just coming and play and go. But you are teaching a person that you want to transform. You are transforming them. So, but most of our coaches, we are kind of transactional coaches. We just want the result. A team have just come today. There are players who start when they are shy, because it's the first time for them to be in a big crowd.
Yes.
The moment I just see somebody doing that, maybe I use some bulky words, which is really wrong in coaching. And what I've seen, because I was a player by then and I was coach. And if you don't have, as I mentioned, you don't have a passion and a dream of becoming a big player, you literally will quit, because our coaches do not go through the training on how to deal with players, on how to deal with a human, because in the first place, this person is human.
That's true.
That's the first thing. And then after that, you will come to know, okay, if I'm coaching a human, it's the way you deal with a human being than dealing with an animal. So, for example, I don't need to kind of find a player if they did something wrong. Maybe something did not happen well at home with them. So it's my job to really understand the players, because I'm coaching the heart of the players, and that's when mentorship becomes very important. And if I don't have the level of understanding of why I became a coach first, it becomes very hard. So people need to actually separate the two.
Yes.
You need to know, why did I become a coach, and why am I coaching this person? If you identify the two, it becomes really very easy in your coaching career.
Exactly.
And then you'll find everybody saying, Coach so-and-so is a very great coach. It's not that you are distributing money. It's not that you are trying to favor one player over another. But it's how you treat them. It's how you understand their mind. It's how you understand how their body reacts. It's how you understand the level of capacity they're all bringing. They are quick learners, they are slow learners.
That's true.
So, to answer one of the challenges a lot of players face is, as a coach, if a player just came in and do a mistake, and I'll be like, it's a man half, you're not going to learn. You're just stupid and you're that. Even though you have passion, you're not going to what? You're not going to learn. Because if this is the person you see is your mentor, is somebody you look into like a supreme, like all of us look upon God, and then this is the person you expect to bless you. And instead of them blessing you, they are cursing you. So that is a big challenge a lot of players face, because one will set back. And that I don't blame it on coaches, because of the level of the players. You need to understand. You need to understand the different players. You need to understand the different capacity of the level of the game changing every now and then.
That's true.
And that is now on you as coach. So coaches need to be more empowered first, then coming to empower the players. Because if the coaches are not empowered, we are not going to have good result of the players.
That's very true.
Yeah.
It's getting very interesting. We will go for a short break and then we will continue in this conversation. Something significant that you have just mentioned is that you are teaching a heart of a person.
Yes.
And I've really found it something very important. As a coach, you don't only look at the result, but you need to look at the heart of the player. At the end of the day, you are nurturing this person, and this person in the future will be someone in the sport industry. And to all viewers of SSBC, we have heard from Coach Susanna Awal, And we are discussing on youth and sport, looking at the role youth play in the sport industry. And this is the theme of the second season of the Youthful Youth, I Choose to Develop South Sudan. We are looking at the role of sport in developing the country of South Sudan. And we are delighted that we are having her in the studio today. And thank you for being with us following this important program. Let's go for a short break as we continue this important conversation. Welcome from the short break. This is the Youthful Youth program coming to you live from the SSBC headquarters in Nyankuren, and we are in the second season of the program themed I Choose to Develop South Sudan. In this specific season, we bring to you conversation with young people who are contributing to development in various capacities. And we are delighted to have with us in the studio today a brilliant young mind in the sport industry, Susanna Awal, who is with us here to explore a topic on youth and sport. Susanna, welcome again to SSBC. Before we went into the break, we were talking about some of the challenges that young people face in the sport industry. Now we want to drift into a different side of conversation. Youth engagement in sports. There are a lot of benefits that comes when you get involved in sport. You will hear parents saying comments like, when my child began to play football, he is no longer staying idle in the house. When my child began to play basketball, he drifted from drug addiction, from sitting idle with people around the area. There are a lot of benefits that comes when young people begin to engage in sport activities. What could you say on this?
Oh, thank you very much. Despite the challenges we mentioned earlier, sports industry has a lot of benefits.
True.
One of the benefits is that the moment you start playing any sport, you will never become the same person.
Exactly.
What do I mean? As a coach, I've encountered a lot of players, you know, that were really fighters in the community. You know, people who like creating issues, violence. But the moment, you know, they came to be in the sport industry, and that's why I was saying before, how you coach, who you coach is a problem, and it's very important, I mean, because you coaching their heart will change them.
That's true.
Because that atmosphere they got in the place they were coming from, they come and find another atmosphere. Because in the sport industry, we are more than a family. You know, we don't have tribes.
That's true.
You know, we don't ask where are you from? You know, the moment you have come, I know you are you are a basketball player. That's all I have to know. I don't need to ask you, why did you happen to be here and all that. So one of the most benefit people find in sport is becoming a family. You happen to have another important family than the family you are born into. You know, so in that scenario, the benefit we get is that you have friends that become more than sisters and brothers. You will have colleagues in the industry of coaching as a coach that become more than your family. You'll also have an opportunity now to see a lot of places that you have never seen. You know, because the sport takes you all over the world. If you happen to be good, disciplined, one of the most important things happen, you become more disciplined. Because what we teach is to become disciplined person. You know, we teach off and on the court. You see.
Yes.
So we are not only teaching sport. We are teaching them all aspects of life. How you stay with your family, how you stay with the community, how you're supposed to talk. We teach them everything.
Yes.
And in that sense, if they don't find that teaching at home, they come and find this teaching here, it changes them. That's another benefit. Because it's not about just them coming throw the ball or kicking the ball. It's about them coming and find another house where you are taught, you know, on how to dress, on how to appear before the elders, how you're supposed to respect your teammates, how you're supposed to respect the game itself, you know. So you happen to get a lot of benefits than the negatives, like which are the challenges you face.
Yes.
Another challenge, another benefit we happen to get is that you, as I mentioned before, you never become the same person. And you become a leader. We teach them leadership skills.
Exactly.
You know, and when we talk about leadership skill, you're able to be a benefit person in the community, important person in the community, somebody that, you know, who's developing South Sudan.
Yes.
As the theme of your program. So if you were a person who creates troubles, now you become a peaceful person. You find youth are fighting outside, you be like, no, it's not how we do it. You know, we do it this way, we do it this way. No fighting, it's not good. So in that way, you become a leader, you become a mentor, because the good thing with the sport, the moment you receive mentorship, you're not going to stop there. You're going to mentor another person, the other person is going to mentor another person, like that. You become a chain of what? Of development. So like, there are so more benefit than the challenges. And one benefit is that sports can give you scholarship. You know, sports, youth are able to get a scholarship through sport. For example, let's talk about basketball. In basketball, youth get a lot of opportunities. Like personally, a lot of players have encountered coaching them. Most of them are right now in the States, you know, and it's just the male sports we see so small. You know, it's take them to get a more quality education, you know, because they are good, because they are disciplined, because they're talented. They got a scholarship to US, they got a scholarship to Canada, a lot of the places, to Europe. You know, and as they go there, they are also going to have two things. They will get quality education, and they will also pursue their career in sports.
True.
And that in that scenario, they become good doctors, they become good engineers, you know, and they can also pursue, they become also pro basketballs, or pro footballers, or pro whatever. You know, that once they can go and play in Asia, they can go and play in Europe, they play, and they will earn a lot of money.
That's true.
And it's something that is that small, which is the sport. So there's a lot of benefit when you are passionate. You know, when you got good mentors to inspire you.
Yes.
Somebody you said, for example, like a lot of young girls said, we want to be like you, coach. You know, whether when they see me playing or whether right now they see me coaching. The same to my boys, you know, and the same to the other coaches. You know, already, even though you're not doing much and the player is saying, I want to be like you, that's already a benefit. An
inspiration, yeah.
You see? And they already have an inspiration of saying, one day, I want to be like so-and-so, and also I want to come and give back to the community.
That's it.
So already you are benefiting somebody that is also going to have benefit on other person.
That's true.
So there are more benefits that sport bring in our life. You know, that's, to summarize them, is you become a leader. You know, you will have leadership skills.
Yes.
You have also communication skills. Because in sport, it will teach you how to communicate.
That's true.
There's no sport you're going to play when you're keeping quiet. You come home when you don't know how to talk in presence of a lot of people. A sport will teach you how to express yourself.
Self-confidence.
Yes. You know, you'll develop self-confidence. You know, you'll have now to say, okay, since so-and-so is able to do it, why can't I do it? So you start talking slowly like that, and by the time you are becoming competitive, you have already achieved a lot of benefit that you don't even know that the sport are bringing to your life.
Very excellent.
You see?
Yeah.
So and that is the thing that a lot of sport do. You know, you also became somebody like who give back to community. You know, when I talk of giving back to community, it's more in depth, in a way that once you find before even like you're still a player, when you go back to the States, because a lot of coaches happen to be in Juba, which is the headquarters, the capital, and these players, when they go back to the States, Because of the leadership, they see the knowledge they got from the coaches, they also go and teach. You know, they also go and teach the other players. You know, they start, because they start changing, the lives change. In the way they communicate, in the way they conduct themselves, in terms of discipline, in the way actually like they look into the game itself. So they really come also to help us, because they have already got enough. Though it is not enough, they already exercise what they have got.
That's true.
So, and one thing like we touch a lot, and we make sure the players live with it, is become disciplined, become respectful.
That's true.
Have self-confidence, become a leader. You know, all these are core value of a human transformation life skills that everybody needs. You know, because if you don't have self-confidence, you don't respect yourself, you can't be able to respect one another.
That's true.
And to summarize with all that thing, we teach them to be peaceful and be loving. Because even though you have all those things and we don't embrace one another during the game, that is why in football we have 11-11 aside. It's a teamwork. One of the most things is to have teamwork. Teamwork is one of the benefits a lot of the sport lovers or the sport players got. And teamwork is everything in life.
That's true.
You know, if you don't know teamwork, it becomes hard for you to work with a lot of people. It became very hard for you to fit in the society. It became very hard for you to do business, for you to become the person, the career. How do I put it? It becomes hard for you to really know who you are. You know, so we take them out of all these things to have teamwork, to be peaceful, to be loving, and to be disciplined. All these four things are very important.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
from societal perspective, you have mentioned some of the benefits, but in my introduction earlier, I've said that you will see a parent coming live. When my child began to be part of this football team, or when my child began to be part of this volleyball team, his behaviors have changed. Maybe that child used to be a drug addictor, but when he began to involve in sport activities, he forgot about drug because something else have captured his life. When we look at the society of South Sudan, many families tend to complain about the behaviors of their kids, or about the behaviors of their teenagers' kids. So now, what would you tell them, these parents who are currently facing challenges? Maybe their children are drug addicted. Now, how can we use this sport to restore these kids back? What are some of the examples that you can give?
This is very important, because we have actually do receive quite number of the players that their family tried to change them from the youth peer network that is negatively affecting their children's life. Usually they bring to us the child and explain to us, you know, my child is doing this, and we know you people can help us change him or change her.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the way society now is coming to believe that sport have the power of change in behavior way, you know, like bring positive behavior change than the negative one. Just to answer your question, for sure, when the person came into the sport, when they have that kind of mentality of outside world of drug addicts or being a bad notorious person in the neighborhood or in the community, one, the moment they come, they don't see that life in the sport industry.
Yes.
Because when you come with those crazy style, like with the hair crazy style, that's why I said before, as a coach, you need to be more empowered. You really need to know what is your role. How are you able to change this person from this to this? That's why I said before, it's a series. Because now you are being entrusted with the life of somebody. So one thing they come to know is, when they come in, they will see themselves they are alone. Because their colleagues, they find them in a way that they don't see that lifestyle here. Nobody's taking drugs in the sport industry. You know, nobody is dressing in a funny way. You know, and maybe let's say being naked completely or anything like that. We don't encourage those things. You come with your crazy hair, like, you know, we like, no, this is a disciplined ground. You know, you need to remove those kind of crazy style and all that. Though sometimes you have a unique way of having your hairstyle and all that. You know,
Yes.
keep it neat, keep it like a player. So we discourage all those things. You know, and they will not have a space for them to exercise the violence. You know, because when we start seeing them going that, we first call them, talk to them, tell them how positive they can be in the society, how positive they can be for themselves. You know, you first make sure you give them the importance of who they are to themselves. You know, because most of the problem in our society is that our parents don't have that quality time for what? For the children. You know, so it became hard for a child to know a lot of things. Because you need to tell them, like, you are going to be this person, you know. Sometimes we need to empower children. You need to tell them, I love you. You need to tell them, you are very brilliant in school. Like, when they do something good, support them. So when they come to us in sport, you know, with that mindset of being affected, we have to make sure first we mentor them. That's why I was saying before, the skill of education is very important. Because you need to know what you are telling them. You are not going to be telling them the negative thing they came with. You need to give them the positive part of their life. And then when they keep coming and they keep getting something positive, they will know, like, what they were doing outside is contradicting to what they are getting. So they will see exactly that the person that they were is not the person that actually they are. So already you even find that changing very quick.
That's true.
Because you are giving them the important aspect of their life. So what I'm going to tell to the parent is that when you find a child like that, you make sure that you bring them to the sport. Because the sport will change them. Usually we do what? We assign them, because in a sport we'll have leaders. You know, the players will see that they are very good in mentoring other players. You know, they are very good in taking care of the other players. We call them be a keeper to one another.
That's true.
We'll make sure we assign their brothers or their sisters to be monitoring them, to make sure that they take them away from what? From the bad influence. So we make sure we assign them to these people so that every time they don't get a chance again to go back and take the drug.
Yes.
So you make sure they have a colleague now that is not doing that thing. Then they'll be like, so it means I was doing a wrong thing.
Yes.
So you make sure that every time they are together. You know, they will find now a new life. They'll find a new family. They'll find a new friend. So
it's getting very interesting, but because of time,
Yeah.
we need to cut it very short.
Yes.
So the aim of the episode is to look at the role of youth in developing South Sudan through sport.
Yes.
Now you have taken lead in the sport industry as a coach. So you have been entrusted with young people that you cultivate in them discipline, and you are investing even into their heart. So in 2 minutes, not more than 2 minutes, how is Susanna contributing to the development of South Sudan in the sport industry?
Oh, this is very interesting.
Yes.
When I decided and chose to coach, you know, I said, for now, this is what I can do to my country. This is the give back I can do, because I'm a sport person, I'm a sport woman. I love sports, whatever different kind of game. So one thing is to make sure that I interact with young people, you know, whether outside the sport, whether in the sport. But mostly I always encounter in the sport. I give them my listening ears, very important, because a lot of players are having issues with their family. A lot of players are having issues with the war-affected areas. A lot of players don't have people to listen to tell them, I am talented, I can achieve this and I can achieve that. So how do I become an important person in the sport of industry? With my players, I like coaching them. I like coaching the heart of my players. This is what I do.
Yes.
And that's what is making me unique. I believe in myself. I'm a very great coach. All my players outside there believe in me. I'm a very great coach. Not that I am more experienced than other coaches. But my style of coaching differ from how others do it. Because when a player comes to me, I have first to know you. I have to make sure that I empower you. I inspire you. I motivate you. You know, I teach you how to become self-confident. Because one thing we do, you cannot teach confidentiality into a person. But when you talk to them, you tell them they have done something good, you motivate them. They will start to what?
Yes.
Develop confidence in themselves. So what I first do is I transform my players. You know, I don't have a player that is bad. I don't have a player that is good. Because at the end of the day, if they are able to choose to come and play sport, it means they have come to make sure that to be transformed. So I do more of transformations. I do more of empowering young people hard in a sport than just giving them the material, than just giving them the drills or anything like that. So it becomes easy on myself because I'm able to transform their heart first. By the time now they wanted to learn the basketball, they know exactly what kind of person they are and what they can become. So it became very hard. It became very easy to make my work with the players. We communicate very easily because they know what kind of person I am, what do I want from them, and where I want them to be. And that's how actually I happen to be very important.
Very good. It's getting very interesting. I think we will need to reorganize another segment or another episode. So to conclude this important episode on youth and sport, I define myself with one word: abundance. I view life through the lens of abundance, and I believe that life has given me things in a very abundant way. What is that one word that defines Susan?
Wow, this is actually very interesting.
Yeah, one word. And why?
One word that defines me is that I believe in change.
Believe in change.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's the word that defines me as Susan.
Yes.
I believe that change is there. Change can happen, and change is what actually defines the life of human. So personally, I define my life. I believe in change.
You believe in change.
Yes.
And now you are changing the lives of many people who are in the sport. You saw a black book in front of me. We call it commitment book. And we always ask our guests to sign this commitment book. And as you are signing, you are telling the viewers of SSBC that I remain committed to change in the sport industry, and I remain a youthful person in the country of South Sudan. So write your commitment in 1 minute as we conclude. You write the day of today and your commitment, what you want to tell the viewers of SSBC. Oh, in sports also they look at time as well. Yeah, that is very interesting. Yeah. And few things that I have noted down, I'll tell the viewers of SSBC. It's getting very interesting. You listen. You are here to transform. You are here to empower. And you believe in change. And sport is a family. Sport changes the heart. It introduces you to the world, make you a leader, and it provides scholarship opportunities. That is very interesting. And we will also make sure that we give your contact to some of the people who would love to join the sport industry, or people who have some kids that they want to be mentored. Thank you so much, Susanna. With this, we have come to the conclusion of this important episode. And to the viewers of SSBC, thank you for watching this 6th episode of The Youthful Youth. And with us was Susanna Awal, a coach in the sport industry. Few things I want you to note down is that sports makes us to become one family. Sport changes the heart. Sports introduce you to the world. Sports make you a leader. Sport also provide global opportunities. And sport also make you a person who changes to the world. Thank you so much for following us. See you in the next episode.
Ferdinando Goi. Many friends we lost along the way for freedom. Many, many heroes we lost along the way for freedom. Let us honor Clement Boro, Emmanuel Abour, Agri Jaden, Philip Ravouche. Many friends we lost along the way for freedom. Many, many heroes we lost along the way for freedom. Let us honor John Garang, Francis Ngor, William Nyon, Carabino Kwanyin. Many friends we lost along the way for freedom. Many, many heroes we lost along the way for freedom. Let us honor Yusuf Kua, Pio Yukwan, Samuel Gaitut, Abdallah Shor. Many friends we lost along the way for freedom. Many, many heroes we lost along the way for freedom. Let us honor Agergum, Martin Manuel, Joseph Oduho, Nyachikak Nyashilu. Many friends we lost along the way for freedom. Many, many heroes we lost along the way for freedom. Many friends we lost along the way for freedom. We lost along the way for freedom. Many friends we lost along the way for freedom. Many, many heroes we lost along the way for freedom. Many friends we lost along the way for freedom. Many, many heroes we lost along the way for freedom. Many friends we lost along the way for freedom. Many, many heroes we lost along the way for freedom. Many friends we lost along the way for freedom. Many, many heroes we lost along the way for
Since that time, the people of South Sudan have waited for positive change. You have been patient, resilient and persistent, and in pursuing peace despite many challenges. Today, there is still much to be done to secure the better future that you deserve. As a partner for peace, the United Nations mission in South Sudan stands shoulder to shoulder with you on this journey, working to prevent and end violence and lay the foundations for a peaceful and prosperous society. Today, we have come together in RENC to recognize the many challenges that we face, but also to seize the opportunity to unite for peace, to celebrate our diversity, hear our voices, inspire each other to be bold and aspirational, build a nation. Today is also World Radio Day, a day when we celebrate the power of radio in bringing communities together and fostering positive dialogue for change. By listening to its audiences and responding to their needs, radio services provide the diversity of views and voices needed to address the challenges we all face. In South Sudan, UNMISS Radio Miraya is your voice for peace. It is dedicated to providing news and information of importance to communities across the country, especially in remote areas where other forms of media are inaccessible. From updates on national politics and policies to news about local developments, Miraya ensures that every citizen, regardless of their location, is kept up to date. During critical moments, be it natural disasters, conflicts, or public health crisis, Miraya is your trusted medium for disseminating vital information. In a nation as vast and diverse as South Sudan, with communities spread across urban centers and remote rural areas, communication is both a challenge and a necessity. Miraya can reach even the most isolated corners of the country and has become more than just a medium of entertainment. It's a lifeline that informs, educates, and unites. That is why today we are broadcasting live from this event to amplify your voices and ensure that people across the country understand and can join your efforts as peacemakers. We thank you for being here with us and for your commitment to peace. Alone we can never succeed, but together we can be a strong force for positive change. So let's stand up and take action, because peace begins with me, with you.
All the presents, good evening. First of all, I would like to congratulate you for the World Radio Day. And I would like also to congratulate those who were a strong reason for these great events, starting from Spain Radio Academy, those who bring up the idea of this day. They make a proposal and give the proposal to the UNESCO to be put as an agenda item to be discussed in UN Assembly, and it was done. And also I would like to congratulate the supporters, starting from Arab States Broadcasting Union, African Union, Broadcasting and Caribbean Union Broadcasting, and the list is very long. Those people, they are the ones who give support to this idea to have events like this to celebrate with the World Radio Day. So congratulations to you all. As we are here today, we are celebrating this great event. I would like also to give an appreciation to Animes because they are supporting CINIC there. The first celebration on that 2012, the first celebration or the first day of World Radio, and now a day we are celebrating the 13 days of radio, World Radio Day. I would like also to give a great thanks to Radio Miraya. That's my favorite radio. I used to listen to Radio Miraya, and I have a good relationship with those of Radio Miraya because the Minister of Labor, Public Service, and Human Resource Development, we have a cross point with radios, many radio stations in South Sudan, especially Radio Miraya and iRadio. We used to have a program, especially in the Department of Human Resource and Development. Everything that we do publicly, we used to talk with radio. And Radio Miraya is operating in South Sudan here. اليوم هنا يا جماعة في آخر كلامي داير أفسر اليوم ده. يمكن ناس كتار قاعدين هنا وفي ناس بيسألوا إنه الليلة معلوم الناس قاعدين يحتفلوا ويشوفوا الرقصات شعبية، وفي ناس بيقولوا ده اليوم الأعلى من الثقافة وبيشوفوا فرق شعبية قاعدين يرقصوا. اليوم ده يا جماعة ده بقول له يوم العالم للراديو. الراديو اللي قاعدين تستمعوا له في موبايلاتكم يوميا، كلكم صغير لكبير قاعد يستمع للراديو ده. الراديو ده في عندنا كمية من المحطات بتاع الراديو في جنوب السودان، لكن الراديو اللي قاعدين نسمعه في الرنج أكتر هنا هو راديو مرايا وآي راديو. ليه نحن بنحتفل؟ ممكن الناس يسألوا إنه ليه نحن بنحتفل بالراديو ليه؟ طيب بأبسط مفهوم، أنا هنا عندنا سبع الناس هنا عمرهم 13 سنة، مش كده؟ في ناس عمرهم 13 سنة هنا. الراديو ده لما ولدوه اليوم اللي ولدوه فوقه سموه اليوم العالمي للراديو. زي عيد ميلاد بتاعك، زي يوم ده ميلادك، مش بعملوا لك عيد ميلاد؟ في زول هنا ما قاعدين يعملوا لك عيد ميلاد؟ ده عيد ميلاد بتاع راديو ميرايا. أول لما راديو ميرايا عمل سنة عملوا له احتفال سنة 2012. من 2012 لحد يوم الليلة عنده 13 شنو؟ 13 سنة. فده العيد ال 13 للراديو. لأنه يا جماعة في ناس تكون قاعد في بيتك الصباح ومساء أي وقت بتفتح الراديو وبتلقى في برنامج قاعد يقولوه في الراديو، والبرنامج اللي قاعدين يناقشوا في الراديو ده قاعد يناقش موضوع بتاعك أنت. وكان لقيت فرصة أنت بتتصل بهم وتقول رأي بتاعك في الراديو. راديو ميرايا قدم خدمة لدولة جنوب السودان ولمجتمع بتاع جنوب السودان كله وحل بعض المشاكل.
معناه المعلومة. وفرق بين الإنسان والحيوان، حيوان ما بيعرف الخطر الجاي له أو الحاجة الكويسة جاي له، لكن الإنسان بيستمع لازم يعرف ده شنو حوله، وعشان تعرف الحولك ده حاجة كويسة وحاجة كعب بتعرفوا عبر الوسائل الإعلام والأراس بتاعه الإعلام والراديو مراية في المقدمة. حقيقة عشان نحن نحتفل في هذه المناسبة ونحن قاعدين في جنوب السودان دولة مستقلة، يمكن يا جماعة الأجهزة الإعلامية والروادي كان لهم دور كبير في توعية شعب جنوب السودان. وقت داك نحن كنا قاعد نسمع الإذاعة بتاع SPLM وقاعد نسمع من إذاعة بتاع BBC اللي انتم بتعرفوه في لندن، وكل جنوبي ماشي عنده راديو بتاعه عشان يستمع لشنو ماشي في العالم. فده ما بيجينا المعلومات دي وما بنعرف الحاجات دي، وعشان الواحد كجنوبيين اللي عبر شنو يا جماعه وسائل الاعلام، لانه البرغزال بعيد وما شفناه ولا بنعرف شنو منه قاعد هناك، لكن قاعد نسمع عنه مش كده؟ الاستوائيه بعيد ونحن نترم ما شفناه ولا بنعرف، لكن شنو يا جماعه سمينا عنه عن الاستوائيه والناس اللي قاعدين فوق الثقافات الموجود فيه. سمعناه عبر شنو يا جماعه الاعلام والاراس بتاعه شنو يا جماعه الراديو، لانه ده كان وسيله المتاحه وقت ده. ونحن قاعد نسمع الرجال الموجود في امريكا، وقاعد نسمع الرجال الموجود في بريطانيا، والرجال الموجود في جنوب افريقيا، والموجود في الصين، وموجود في شنو في اسيا. ونحن عارفين حاجات ده يمكن حاجات كثير، والحداثه الموجود سواء كان من التكنولوجيا اللي بنفع الناس او من الحروب، ونحن خايفين من الحروب بنسمعها شنو يا جماعه عبر الوسائل الاعلام والاراس بتاعه شنو يا جماعه وراديو BBC. يمكن بقى ما في هسه قفلوا وبقى بدل بتاعه شنو يا جماعه مراية FM في ولايه على النيل في وقت الراحل والى المستقبل البعيد القريب والبعيد، والسلام تنميه استقرار، ده نحن دايرينه في الولايه بتاعنا. وده ما بنتمه الا شنو يا جماعه تتوفر لنا شنو يا جماعه اجهزه اللي بيقدر بيساعدنا عشان نتواحد ويكون بيناتنا السلام. حقيقه الناس بتاع مقاطعه الرمل كان الى زمن بعيد كان عندهم الرمل ما ولدته، بمعنى انا جيت من محل ثاني لكن تربيت في الرمل هنا وقريت في الرمل، وانا بعرف الرمل ده مدينه بجمع هي السودان الكبير، كل الثقافات زي ما شفتوا قبل، من حتى ثقافات دارفور بعيد مننا، لكن حين فور موجود في الرنج وما في زول ما بيعرفه الا زول جديد. الرنج ده بتجمع كل قبائل في جنوب السودان ال 64 وكمان قبائل بتاع السودان كلهم موجودين هنا. رنج مدينه بتاع سلام ومدينه بتاع محبه ومدينه بتاع تنميه زي انتم شايفينه. لو ما الاحداث الاخيره في الرنج في السودان، الكهرباء موجوده في الرنج بالصوره الدائمه، والمويه موجود في الرنج بالصوره الدائمه. ده كله شنو يا جماعه؟ زول لما الانسان يجي ويقعد جنبك، نحن نطلب من الرنج يقعدوا بالقعاد بتاعهم اللي قاعدين فيه من زمان. الخلوا قبائل السودان وجنوب السودان يقعدوا هنا، يستمروا في شنو يا جماعه؟ في المحبه ووحدوا الجنوب، لانه نحن ورا هناك ناس ملكال ورا هناك لخبطه بتاعنا كثير، وانتوا كان ماشيين قدام نمسككم من كورينكم ونجركم ورا. انتوا خليكم تحتضنونا كلنا، ناس الولايه كل الخمس القبائل خليه يحتضنوا مدينه الرنج. فمدينه الرنج له مكانه خاصه، ومن قبل كان لمدينه الرنج اذاعه والتلفزيون كان موجود هنا، وكان في بيت الاعلى ذاك بنمشي كان الكور اللي بيسموهم شنو، فهم عندهم طلب هنا دايرين من يساعدهم بالصيانه ولا شنو يا جماعه الاذاعه بتاعهم. ونحن طلب ده كحكومه بتاع ولايه على النيل بنقدمه الو الطلب ده بنقدمه لأنمس وفي معية بتاعتنا يا جماعة بتاع إذاعة مراية FM بأنه يتعامل مع شنو يا جماعة لازم يجدوا لنا شنو يا جماعة صيانة لإذاعة بتاع الرنج حتى يوحد الناس كله.
حقيقة نحن اليوم واقفين نتحدث في احتفال بالإذاعة، ولا يفوتنا أن نشكر إدارة يونيمس والمنظمات في إسهامهم بتكوين إذاعة راديو ومراية FM. حقيقة دي من الإذاعات التي ساهمت في جنوب السودان في توعية وتثقيف الشعوب ونقل الثقافة والحضارة والبرامج بشتى أنواعها. ولا يفوتني أن أذكر بأن الإذاعة هي الوحيدة الوسيلة الإعلامية اللي بتعتمد على السمع، لأنه ممكن يسمع القاعد والجالس، البقرة والأمي، الكل بيسمع، الأطفال، المرأة، كل الناس ممكن تسمع الإذاعة وفي أي مكان، لأنها بتعتمد على البث